Hello and welcome to this Let's Exchange panel. I am Caroline Denou, the Global IoT Marketing Manager here at Schneider Electric. My role is to inform you on the hot topics that our industry is facing going through the 21st century. And we are going to stick together for the best solution to these challenges. Today is already the fourth episode of the series and we are here to dive into the topic of digital twin. So first, understanding what is digital twin, and second, discussing the business benefits and operational efficiencies that you will gain from leveraging digital twin for better performance. To give you an insight, 50% of the large industrial companies will be using digital twin by 2021, resulting in a 10% improvement of effectiveness for them. So digitization is really presenting the world with the opportunity of taking the right decision at the right time, thanks to those valuable insights. You will gain those insights from real-time data that you will get from your product, your services, but also your entire plant. So the question is, we will all be seizing this opportunity. We'll be together for the next 30 minutes with our expert who will be sharing the posture to have facing digital twin, but also discussing the importance of partnership, because today, no one can do it alone. So digital ecosystem is really at the crossroad of making it a success. So welcome to you. I'm happy to welcome Sophie Bourne, who is the SVP of Digital Plant at Schneider Electric, Eric Pierrel, who is the General Manager at Itris Automation, and Thierry Dalancé, who is the Commercial Director at Energency. So welcome everyone, and thank you for taking the time today. Sophie, I will go right in with you, asking the first question of the session. I always like to start with the question of what is. So can you tell us what is digital twin and what is the relevance for industrial companies?
Thank you, Caroline. So, a digital twin is a dynamic digital representation of an asset. And in the context of an industrial asset, we can build digital twin of a device, we can build digital twin of a machine, of a squid, of a production line, of a full plant. This digital twin is going to be made out of several facets of this asset. Some information are going to be static information that can come from the design phase. It can be 3D models, it can be some mechanical characteristics, or it can be real-time information, so dynamic data coming, for example, from the real-time operation of the asset. The digital twin is often described as the single source of truth. It provides the opportunity to have a full continuity across the life cycle of the asset, where the model is going to be enriched from design to operation to maintenance phase. For example, in the design phase, the model can be used for simulation purposes. So you can simulate mechanical positioning of the asset to avoid some incompatibilities. You can simulate flows of liquids, etc., etc. You can use as well the digital twin in the operational phase when you are going to benchmark your real-time information with your theoretical model, and analyzing the deviation, you can change the parameter of your assets to get an even better level of productivity. And you can use the model in the maintenance phase, running some algorithm and analytics to do predictive maintenance. To build this model, it's really the sum of many facets, and there is no single provider of this digital twin. What is really interesting is that with the digital twin, we can add different facets that are coming from different specialists. So in the digital twin, you will find specialized components, and Itris is providing one of the facets, Energency, or premium partner Aviva, and many other partners. So together with an ecosystem of partners, we can enrich the digital twin of an asset.
Thank you, Sophie. I will go to you, Eric, to ask the next question. So can you tell us where is the business value of the digital twin?
Okay, thank you, Caroline. So when we talk about business value, I like to come down a little bit to use cases. So why would you use digital twins? I give you 3 examples. First one is that's related to what Sophie has been saying about the design phase, the fact that you can test scenario. The idea is to do impact analysis. You have your real life system, you want to do a modification, but you're not sure about the consequences of that. So you first do that on your digital twin, see what if scenarios, okay, what if I modify that, and then you can choose the optimal modification. First value proposition, first use case. Second example, again, that's related to the maintenance phase that Sophie has been mentioning, troubleshooting. Okay, you have a failure on your real life system. Sometimes it happens, even if you did the right level of testing on your digital twin. And what you really want to do is you capture your data, real life data on your physical system, and you replay on your digital twin a kind of quick backward, you know, as in a video recorder, really like this. And you can replay the scenario and identify better the root cause, because obviously you cannot replay on a physical system. Time is linear in real life. Third use case, if you have a digital twin, you have a virtual representation of your asset, and you can interact with several stakeholders, and you can interact with even before the actual physical asset exists. Example, that's typically what you're going to do for training. And you can train operators on the system even before it is being commissioned. That's typically something that the aircraft industry has been doing for years, and it is called flight simulator. Here we are talking about giving access to that kind of capability to each and every industry. So as a summary, couple of examples. If we sum up to characteristics of these benefits, first one is you're playing with a lightweight version of the reality, and you can play with that without risking to break it, because you don't want to destroy an actual asset. Second main dimension of the benefits, collaboration between stakeholders on that virtual representation of the reality.
So Thierry, can you tell us how can a company get started with digital twin?
Thank you, Caroline. So digitization can sometimes be seen as quite overwhelming for a company, and even sometimes frightening for the operational people. It can be seen as more information is going to flow now. People are going to see how we really operate. It's not very easy, and what we see is that sometimes we can face some resistance. As a result, we need to really lower the barrier of entry, and we prefer to start small with a proof of concept, however, clearly designed with clear objectives. And so we have an initial phase. It should include the management. The support of the management is very important. We have an initial phase where we design the objectives, and in our case, the perimeter. We are dealing with energy, so we are going to decide if we are going to look after steam or compressed air or electricity or gas, for example. And with this perimeter, then we are able to really start the digitization process. I will come maybe later to some examples of how we really operate and how we can improve the operations, but I would say in a nutshell, to start small with the support of the management and clear objectives.
Thank you, Thierry. So it's really about testing and
Yes.
growing next. So Sophie, how do we operationalize digital twin at Schneider Electric and for our customers?
Well, I'd like to start by mentioning our premium partner, Aviva, who has in its very rich software suite many different softwares that contribute to build a great digital twin for oil and gas industries, for example. Using SimCentral, you can run simulation without having to interact with a real installation. So very early in the design phase, you can run simulation between the control system and the fluid dynamic system. You can use the model design for this simulation purpose as a byproduct for training with the OTS, so operator training simulator. And later on, you can use the same data enriched by real-time data to run some predictive maintenance analytics with Prism. In the Schneider portfolio, we have as well several specialized components that contribute to the digital twin. If you think about Plant Structure Builder, which is the tool to design the control architecture, so it's one facet of the asset is how you are going to control it. In this tool, we are simulating the communication performance of a full system, so that you can, before having to build the system and measure the real performance, you can play with using different CPUs, using different communication modules, depending on the switch you are going to use, so that you select in advance the right material to get you to the desired performance. In Machine Advisor, that is to be used on machines, we have as well analytics to run predictive maintenance, so it's more at the end of the life cycle, to be able to have a maintenance operation on the machine before it breaks and to optimize the uptime of the machine. A big milestone that we are getting to is with the Industrial Data Hub that we are co-developing with Aviva. That will be the single repository for all the facets of a digital twin. So it's about data storage, but more importantly, it's about data model. It's about the contextualization of all the data sets to bring continuity across the life cycle and to bring a connection between all the different facets of a digital twin.
Super clear. Thank you, Sophie. To you, Eric, we just discussed the business value of the digital twin. Can you tell us, at Citrus Automation, how do you partner with your customers to fuel this digital twin?
Okay, so before telling you what we do, I'll just come back a bit about the business values, because Sophie is making a very, very interesting point, talking about the usage of your design data to build the digital twin. So that's true in the greenfield kind of project, because here you are co-designing your digital twin along the design phase of your actual asset. If you are in a brownfield, so what we call brownfield is an existing system, and you don't have an existing digital twin because you built that system 30 years ago and nobody was doing digital twin at that time. It's obviously a bit more difficult to reuse your design data that were not prepared to create a digital twin out of them. So you have to capture information from the actual system live, and that can be a challenge. If you want to have a good return on investment in your digital twin, you want to be able to capture that data automatically. So typically, if you are talking about physical assets, you would have a 3D scanner, a kind of 3D camera, okay? And at Citrus, what we do to automate that capture of data is we are going to virtualize the control part, so the programmable logic controllers that are controlling the process, to turn that into a component, one of the facets of the digital twin, without having to connect the actual control system that you mentioned in the design phase. So that's what we do. That's how we contribute to the digital twin. It's a very small part of the creation, but a very interesting one. Another benefit of that is you extend the life cycle of your digital twin by making sure, by virtualizing the control part automatically, you can also virtualize modifications you are doing in the life of your real-time system. And you want your digital twin to stay accurate as possible. I'm always cautious about 100% accuracy. It's the best way to do nothing. If you expect 100% accuracy, you do nothing because it's impossible to reach it. But anyway, in the maintenance, you want to keep in sync your real-life system with your digital twin. Again, you have to automate the way you capture the data to create your facet. So you were talking about collaboration with customer. I have an example, obviously. It's always better with an example. What I did describe as a capability to virtualize the control part, we are doing it right now for a military shipbuilding company in Europe. If I say more than that, I can go to jail, so I'm stopping there. You don't want me to go to jail.
I don't want you.
Okay, thank you, Caroline. So what we are doing for them is we are going from an actual system, existing system. They used to have a training simulator existing for 10, 15 years. They are selling that to Marines, okay, so that they can train their operators. Okay, here we're talking military. They used to put actual PLCs within the simulator. So it's pretty costly, a bit cumbersome. You have to maintain that part. It's a physical part of the simulator somehow. And now with our technology, they are virtualizing the control part, 40 PLCs. Okay, turn that into one big program in C language. We're talking computer science here. Whenever they modify the programs, whenever the Marines modify the programs on the ship, they can run the virtualizer to feed that into the training simulator, so that the operators are being trained on an accurate representation, even if there are changes during the life cycle of the system. And they are even thinking about new business models, thanks to that, by selling subscriptions to the simulator, and no longer a one-time fee when they are commissioning the simulator at the customer place. So indeed, we did that by collaborating with our customer. They explained us their pain, they explained us what they wanted to develop, and we have been able to support them in that virtualization.
Thank you, Eric. I will move to you, Thierry, to ask the next question. Can you tell us how, at Energency, you're optimizing your digital twin for better energy operational efficiencies?
Yes, so Sophie, you mentioned in your introduction that digital twins were had facets, in fact, and we are really one of the facets. And you know, within Schneider, you are very good to collect energy data, and we are willing to add an AI, artificial intelligence layer on the top of the energy fleet and collection. And so we are building really this digital twin through a three-stage approach. We are going to collect first historical data. This is very important. We are going to look after energy and freeze data that are already available within historian systems, for example. And then we are going to use also the data coming from the production. At any level of production with all the details, also maintenance and weather conditions, which are going to be the influential factors of the energy consumption. This allows us to train the digital twins like on historical data. And this is good because then we know what is the accuracy. Of course, 100% accuracy is not good. Something is wrong. But it's very good to know if it's 85 or 90 or 95% of accuracy, because it's going to allow us to set like energy savings target for any kind of fluid. With this target in mind, we are able to go live. And then you connect the data live, so you are able, with the digital twin, to create relevant real-time alerts. With these alerts, you are able to really help the operators to do something to improve the energy consumption and the energy efficiency. This is not very easy to use, and we pay a lot of attention to the design of the interface between the digital twin and the real people. Because what we saw, you know, like 2 years ago, we had very good models. We were quite proud of the accuracy of the models, and then we faced a few, so what? What can I do? And so we decided to really take sometimes the necessary time with the people to design at any level, for the management, for shop floor operators, just design the way they wanted to use it. Not necessarily real time, not each 10 minutes or 30 seconds, maybe once a week sometimes. We had a very good example with a Swedish company, and they wanted to use the model only once a week. But then they found the model was pretty good, pretty accurate, and now it's each morning they are going to look at the results, and we almost doubled the achievements that we expected to do during the first semester of 2019 on a perimeter, including electricity and compressed air. So you see the different aspects of the way a company can really get started with a digital twin. You have to pay close attention to the fact that at the end, real people are going to use it, and this is the way we can achieve the savings.
You are saying they are not digital twins of real people.
Yes.
They are a real one, actual.
At the end.
Thank you, Thierry. So the next question will go to you, Sophie. So Schneider Electric launched a new a new open ecosystem business platform called Schneider Electric Exchange. We launched it about a year ago now. Can you tell us the value of Schneider Electric Exchange platform and also for the users?
Yes, so Schneider Electric Exchange is a digital ecosystem at the service of users, of people that are going to benefit from Exchange. It's as well a business platform that is bringing together experts, innovators to solve real operational issues. So it can be a challenge on how to get a higher level of productivity, how to get a better energy efficiency. It can be about cybersecurity. There are many facets of a digital transformation journey for an industrial end user or a machine builder. So on Exchange, you are going to find communities, which is really a place to share those business stakes and what can be the solution to solve them. As of today, we have more than 1.5 million items, topics viewed on Exchange, so it's pretty active on the community side. Exchange is as well a business platform where you have a shop area to trade digital offers. It's not the e-business portal of Schneider Electric. It's a place for all partners to trade their digital assets. We have, as of now, 300 offers available on Exchange. Only, I would say, half of them are from Schneider Electric. The other half is from partners that are bringing their expertise into the discussion. And in Exchange, you are going to find as well resources dedicated to developers to really boost co-innovation. So you are going to find APIs, datasets, SDK, so that companies that want to contribute to this digital twin story can start not from scratch, but really reuse what has been developed already. It's a very active community. We launched it officially last April, so it's about 8 months now, and we have more than 50,000 users. If you are not part of them, I really encourage you to discover, to register, to experience Exchange, exchange.ac.com, to really see all the benefits you can get to solve your issue as an industrial end user, as a machine builder.
Thank you, Sophie. And so Thierry, you are part of the early adopters of the platform. Can you tell us the values that you got for your company, but also for your customers?
Thank you. Indeed, it was launched in April 2019, but it started with you in July 2018. And I have to say it was quite a challenge for us because we were not quite ready to have like a standard offer being able to put on the platform. So we had to think about it and really design a new offer. In fact, we had it in mind, but it helped to speed the process really to launch this offer. And today we have 2 offers among the 300, so to have 2 offers with an urgency. And we are in position to receive data sets and to really deliver energy savings audit with AI, which is a very interesting initial phase, starting phase really for our approach. So I would say first benefit is for us in urgency, like internally it helped us to promote this new offer. Of course, very good to interact with new clients. Didn't happen yet, but we are going to promote it really. And also, it was very good to interact with the Schneider teams. You know, Schneider is a large company, so it raises the visibility within the Schneider community. And as we are entering now the technology partner program, it will provide even more visibility within Exchange. And so we are very happy to join the Open Digital Platform ecosystem because we are going to engage through the Technology Partner Program into more contribution on the platform, looking for more interactions and new business opportunities.
Thank you, Thierry. Eric, you also joined Schneider Electric Exchange. Can you tell us, you joined it actually to accelerate your business and to join collaborative communities. Can you tell us the value you got for you and your customers as well?
Yes, so the same situation in an agency. We joined at the very, very beginning when it was still a beta version in 2018. So we are proud to have been pioneers. And we also have 2 offers on the shop, so pretty similar actually. Are you working for my company? Okay, so we can illustrate the business value with the digital twin discussion we're having today actually. We said nobody can do everything. You're all providing one facet or one aspect of that. I see Exchange as a way to put some glue between the facets. Not the technical glue in terms of common standards for communication, in terms of common file formats, stuff like that you mentioned earlier, Thierry. But the glue between trust between several vendors that will collaborate to build the digital twin. It's a you may know the Clue Train Manifesto. It's something about Enterprise 2.0, and they are saying markets are conversations. And that's really what we are talking about here. On Exchange, you have these forums, you have this community. I don't know whether there is a digital twin community, but if there is not, I propose we start it tomorrow. So that's first part of it. Building relationship between vendors to offer complete solutions for our common customers. Second part of it, indeed the shop. Itris is a 15 people company, so I have 3 sales guys. With Exchange, I'm being exposed to 46,000 users, something like that. No way my 3 sales guys can talk to 46,000 users. So they are not yet 46,000 customers for us, but hopefully soon. So obviously, second business value, business. And again, well, we don't have customers yet on Exchange as well, but we have a trick for that. We're going to do something. We're going to do something in 2 weeks' time, Christmas. We are going to do a special campaign, advertising with a special discount. It's not Black Friday. It's a Christmas gift. We are going to do that in 2 weeks' time, so that users can discover our tools that are already on the platform, a tool called PLC Checkers that does code analysis. And hopefully we will see the first business benefits with the collaboration of Schneider, because we are doing that campaign with Schneider, obviously.
Thanks, Eric. So digital twin is really at the heart of digital transformation, and its success really lies into digital ecosystem. So today it's really our invitation to you to join and register to Schneider Electric Exchange to start your own success story. I know it can be a little bit daunting sometimes to get started on a new platform, so you will be finding my contact information on the description of the video. You can send me an email and I'll make sure to redirect your request to the right people who will be able to get you there. Before closing the session, I just want to mention that those panels will be happening on a monthly cadence starting 2020. So if you have any hot topics that you want to hear about, you can just comment the video and I'll make sure to have a look. Until then, I want to thank our speaker for being there with us today. So thank you, Sophie, Eric, and Thierry. And to the rest of you, I will see you next month, and I wish you a Merry Christmas until then. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.